Hey, can you all see me okay? Can you just let me know you can see me and the sound is coming through okay? I hate asking this every time I go live. It's just sometimes the joys of live streaming, right? The joys of live streaming. Hey, okay. I think everything's working okay. Hey, Maddie. Hey, Jean. How you all doing? And anyone else that's watching, please let me know if you're here so I just can say a shout out to you. Happy Friday. It's been a pretty good Friday so far. Obviously, the super course went live, as you know, or did not know, but the super course went live yesterday. So for anyone that had already bought access to it, you would have got access to it. And I hope you're enjoying the content and what we've put in there. We're always open to feedback. There is a form right at the bottom of the super course. Please use that form to feed back to me, because that's like a priority special email for super course members. Hey Dave, hey Tarkangas, hey Michael, how you all doing? But it's been a good productive Thursday evening as well. Friday morning, I've just been catching up with things, because when we get to April, that's when 3 jobs kick in. I started working on someone's SEO last night, client. Got them 100 out of 100 for their homepage, which ain't that difficult on Rank Math if you think about it. You can do it as long as the content works for you. But I now need them to sort out their blinking Google login. Because the trouble is that I can do all of this work, but I can't do a proper Google Search Console. You know, could do all the connections and all the verifications without having access to their Gmail account. The trouble is, though, the Gmail account for their organization is managed by someone else who's not available. So it's like, come on, get on with it. So we need to get that sorted out. And then we got another previous client from last year, where we did a window cleaners directory. Their developer has now... So we built the website, and then they had a developer that did stuff with it. Their developer's now left, and now all the links on the old website are broken. But luckily, they're going to commission us to go and fix it for them. Look, as long as they're paying us to do it, that's fine. So hopefully I can have a look at that later on today and tomorrow as well. But I want to try and ease into the weekend with nothing. Hey, Chilster, I want to ease into the weekend with no, nothing outstanding. It is an amazing, amazing feeling to have done the super course, and it's out there. We are planning, hey, Galadino, we are planning like a webinar in about 2 or 3 weeks' time. I think it's 2 weeks' time. No, 3 weeks' time. Which is going to be how can you leverage LinkedIn to work for you a lot more, especially with getting clients, especially with thinking about your bio, your profile, the stuff you put out there. But I'll be sharing more details about that. It's a free webinar, by the way. It's a free webinar. It's not. It'll be open to anyone that wants to sign up and pop along. Hey, Steve, how you doing? Hey, Sergio. Did I say hi, Sergio? I think I did. So how are you all doing with your week so far? It's been a great week. I feel like we got out some really good videos on the Web Squadron YouTube channel that you're watching now. I think we did some really, really good stuff. I've just realized I think the light here is a bit... Let me just close this light off a bit. I think the light was a little bit too bright on the face. Yeah, I think that's better. So we did some really good videos. We got the super course done. We got a couple of new little client jobs. And I think we're nailing it with a lot of issues and problems as well. And obviously just thinking about the future. Now, something I want to talk to you about is April psychologically is coming up, the end of the financial year. Now, for some of you, you might only have been running for less than a year or whatever, but April is always a really, really good moment where psychologically, hey Greg, whether your business has been running for a year, whether the 12-month period in your business always falls on April as well is irrelevant. What you have to remember, okay, is that April is like, well, it's not always April, okay? January or April, one of those two periods, is when companies, normally worldwide, have a reset moment, okay? They might be working on financial year or calendar year, okay? So calendar year is January to December. Financial year is April to March. So the new month for some people might be April. The bulk will be April, to be honest. It's the norm in a way. Financial year tends to be. And there's like a reset. Hey, Tice. And the reset is where that year is now done. Moving on to the new year. What are we going to do differently? Are we going to redo our marketing, our outsourcing, our onboarding, all of this stuff? Are we going to try and promote the business? Are we going to scale down, scale up, status quo? What are we planning to do? Take on more staff? Lots of stuff starts to kick in. This is normally the opportunity to start reaching out to any businesses that you know are struggling to compete, or they've got a really dated website, because there might be a budget put aside come April for rebranding, marketing, right? And some of that budget will relate to website. It will do. Social media, all of that. It'll come into there. So if you know there are some companies out there that you previously approached, or they weren't sure, or they didn't have the budget at the time, April is a great period to reach out to them. If there's a company that has got a website and they are out there on social media, but you notice that they are not doing very well in networking or getting followers or getting likes or comments, or you notice that it's really, really dated and old-fashioned, again, April is a really good period to reach out to them. Wait until the 2nd, 3rd, 4th or 5th of April. Don't go in straight in on the 1st of April, which I think is a Saturday or a Sunday. I might be wrong on the day, because it might come across as an April Fool. But April, early April, is a good point to now reach out to any businesses that you had your eye on, and you want to capture them, their attention and what they do. Hey Brian, hey Michael, how you doing? Michael, what programs are we going to cut now? What projects are we going to... Yeah, that's also very true, Michael. That is exactly what they do, right? You come to the end of the financial year and you reevaluate what is our brand new budget. Are we going to redo the website? Are we going to do more social media marketing? Financial year, April, is when a lot of big companies now reevaluate. And if you have a hunch about any companies out there, now is the time to do it. Hey, Darren, how are you? Let me just readjust my wires a little bit because they're getting in the way as I'm talking over here. You know what's really bad about having a microphone here? When you reach down to type or write, you're literally reaching under the microphone. It's a bit of a pain and a half. And for anyone who was delaying getting hold of the super course, you do know that the super course is now open, right? And if you want to get a little bit more of a discount, you can get it now. The prices will be going up in about 3 weeks' time. Okay, so you've got a 3-week window, but please do take the opportunity on that. Michael, I should make WooCommerce conversion tracking. Do you have a free plugin recommendation? Okay, look. The problem with conversion tracking, right, is, do you just want to see how many people got to the cart page and left it? Then you could just use Google Analytics. Oh, is the background zooming? What? Oh, when you say zoom... Oh, yeah. Oh, is it? I'm not sure if it is. If it is, I apologise for that. Is it zooming in and out? I'm just checking. From my side, it doesn't look like it is. And that might be... Oh, yeah, it is actually. You're right. Oh, yeah. Why is it doing that? Hold on. Do you know what? I'm wondering if it's because of the way I'm sitting. Yeah, you're right. There you go. Look. Hold on. Can you give me a moment? I'm just going to adjust the screen, okay? I'm going to answer the questions, but let me just adjust the screen, okay? Hold on a moment. Just wait a moment, all right? Just wait a moment. Look, you can see the screen now. Look, there's all your comments. Let me just check the settings. All right, right, okay, right, let's try this. Okay. It's just shaking a bit there. Just wait a minute. Let me just adjust. Right, let's just check that again. It's still pulsing, isn't it? Yeah. I don't know what's going on there, but anyway, look, is it? I'm going to keep an eye on it. Yeah, it is still pulsing, isn't it? Wait a minute, I'm just going to check something else now. This is super annoying now when the camera does that. Hey, William, how you doing? Just wait a minute. I'm just trying to sort out my camera, but why it seems to have a pulsing effect. I think that's okay. I wonder if it's because I'm not centered. There you go. Let me just try that. I think that's better. Anyway, look, I think that's better now, okay? We'll keep an eye on that. We will keep an eye on that, okay? Right, I mean, it will do as I come really close, but look, if I do that, but anyway, look, right, Marco, I have a question. I'm selling an online course, how to make pop-ups from the WordPress, and when you click on them, it redirects you to checkout. Well, you would just create a pop-up. You would just create a pop-up. Depends how you're going to activate that pop-up. So is it activated via you clicking on a link or anything like that? And then after you've activated, Marco, it's a bit of a difficult one because like you'd have a button or something inside the pop-up that would then have like a custom. You have a button in there, the custom Woo add to cart button. You click the button and then it will take them straight to the checkout. You might want to go and watch the video I did with the one-page checkout solution, which kind of would cover some of that. William, could you give me a rough price for a typical 4-page website that ranks number 1? Well, firstly, how can you guarantee you're going to rank number 1? How can you guarantee it's going to rank in number 1? You can't do that. For a basic 4-page website with the SEO all done, you're looking at £1,300 for a basic 4-page website, and you want to do the SEO, the meta title, the meta description, and all of that as well. Then you're looking at £1,400, not 300, £1,400. I've had someone bartering with me today. Again, they wanted me to do videos, and they wanted me to knock 28% off the price, and I was basically like, not happening, mate. Not happening. Or what I said was, I'll come down to 15% of what I said if I'm allowed to jig what you want. They were like, no, you got to do what we want. I went, forget it. Right? Forget it. Not happening. All right? You want me to lower my price by 28%, but I don't get to have a say then in exactly how we approach it. What's the point of the compromise then? So I'm going to get paid less, but I don't even get to like decide on the content a little bit. So William, rough price, you're looking at about 1,400, I would say. Michael, the client wants detailed tracking. How many products were brought through the campaign and at what page the customers left? Yeah, okay. you would probably have to have a look at some tracking plugins. I'm not the best person to advise on that. If you want to know about how many products were brought, well, you could use the WooCommerce reports feature to see between certain dates what products were bought. Please don't forget to hit the like button. We've only got 15 likes at the moment. Omed, how are you doing? I have a question regarding Performance Lab plugin. Have you used it? I had a look at it, Omed, but I didn't think much of it. If I'm really honest, I had a look at it. I did not find it to be that good. I looked at it before I did the PageSpeed 2023 video. I actually looked at it then, and I wasn't that impressed by it. I didn't find it really ticked the boxes. Remember, right, the SiteGround Optimizer plugin and the WordPress performance team, they're built assuming you don't really have a page builder on the website. They're assuming that you're just using Gutenberg or whatever, right? The minute you use, hi Alex, the minute you use Elementor, Bricks, Breakdance, all of these other solutions, the SG Optimizer, the Performance Lab plugin by the WordPress team, they go out the window. Hey Pickstar, they go out the window. Like someone asked me again today about SG Optimizer. They go, you use SiteGround, why don't you use SG Optimizer? Because our websites are not just basic, classic editor WordPress. Hey Carapos, are they? We use more than that. Therefore, the basic plugins, they're not worth using because you're going to end up using all the stuff I've told you to use on top of it. So why overbloat things? Now, you see, what Brian says is kind of the basic one to do it, really. You know, literally that. Google Analytics, Tag Manager, all of that. That's all you really need to do. It's going to show you how many people came on the page, how many bounced off the page. Let's say you had 1,000 people went to the product page. How many people were going to the cart page? So you could say today, 1,000 people went to the product page. 50 went to the checkout, right? So you would say 50% conversion, assuming all 50% then of that number. And if it says there were 500 people went to the checkout, how many sales did you make on that day? So it's basic analytics, isn't it? It is literally that, analytics. We've actually had 44 visitors today, Pickstar. 26, 27 now watching. But we've had 44 people visit and we've only got 19 likes. Such is life, Pickstar. Such is life. You win, you lose, you die. You have a crap, you fall over. Okay, right, mass stigma. Yes, it does matter. So here's my tip, mass stigma, right? When you say the PHP is out of date, what PHP are they running? Because 7.4 is perfectly okay. So tell me now, don't worry about the plugin. What version is the PHP? What version is the WordPress? What version is PHP? What version is the WordPress? Tell me that, and then I'll tell you the order. Are my prices fixed and one-off payment? Yes, they are. Well, William, you pay 50%, 50%. My price would actually go up. 1,400 is your base, right? Because you want SEO as well, okay? And if after I know what your content is, I suddenly go, actually, one of your pages is very busy with stuff, then the price would go up, okay? You can't say to people, yeah, every 4-page website is the same price. Because what if one of your pages is 20 sections? Loads of stuff. I mean, I'm talking really busy, loads of things going on. Why would you charge the same as a basic 4-page website where every page was no more than 3 or 4 sections? You wouldn't do it. Because I've seen home pages that are like 20, 30 sections. Right? It's almost like they're trying to do the entire website on one page. You charge accordingly. Okay? It's like someone saying, I want a fence. You would not say, yep, our cost for the fence is £1,000. Because when you go into the garden, a fence that is like 5 meters is going to be a lot less than a fence that is 20 meters, right? So that is why you got to look at the context of what you're doing. That's how it needs to work. Yeah, please do smash the like button, everyone. Please do. Right, Mass, if they're on 7.2, update the PHP first. Update the PHP to 7.4. Don't go to 8.1 or 8.2 because not all of your plugins will work. 7.4 is absolutely fine. Do that first, then do the WordPress, okay? Then do the WordPress, then do the plugins. Make sure you get full-on backup copies, files and database before you do any of the PHPs and anything like that. Ashok, what's the best editor for writing blogs in WordPress? Seriously, okay, Ashok, what else are you using? I think some of you have to be a bit more on the questions, right? So Ashok, what else do you use on top of WordPress? Elementor, Bricks, Breakdance, Gutenberg, Quickly, Spectra, Astra, Atari. What are you using on top of that? Yeah, time on page. Actually, you are right, Brian. Time on page is a better one, yeah. I mean, I tend to look at how many were there. So I look at the actual value. So how many were on the home page? How many were on the product page? How many were on the checkout? Forget the cart page. How many were on the checkout page? And then how many sales did you actually make on that day? And that's a really good way of doing your analytics. Yeah, like Pigstar says, he's kind of advised as well, compatibility. Did you, Michael? I mean, I'm still a little bit skeptical over going full on 8.1 at the moment. I'm still a little bit skeptical of it, but if it's working, then go for it. Yeah, absolutely, Mass. Go for PHP, then go for WordPress, then do your plugins. But make sure you do your backup first, okay? Make sure you take your backup, okay? And speak to your host provider as well, or whoever you're working with. Yeah, so William, I mean, I'm not sure if that advice helped you out or not. I don't know if it was because you wanted to work with me or you're thinking about your own business, but don't always say we will build a WooCommerce website for $2,000. You are assuming that you won't have a major amount of work coming your way. You know, categories, products within products, variation galore, cart abandonment, loads of stuff on top of one another. It can get really messy. How do you avoid chaining critical requests? Look, unless you're going to do the hard-coded approach, okay, seriously, right, how much of an issue is that? Right? How much of an issue is that? So, William, how much of an issue is it, basically, right? How massively is it hitting your page speed insight? And is that your biggest problem? Because if so, I keep saying this, let it go. Seriously, let it go. How much of a problem is it? So Atta is saying that they are Okay, Atta, I'm just gonna send you something, Atta, okay? Let me get my keyboard right. I'm gonna just send you something, Atta. Right. Go and have a look at that. So you're saying you're starting from basic for WordPress. What level of knowledge is required? You don't have to call me sir. One thing I will say, yeah, people don't need to call me sir, bro, dear, boss. None of that, okay? You don't need to call me that, okay? I know it's out of respect, but you don't need to use those words. You should have a basic understanding of HTML and CSS if you want to go a step further, but you don't need it. ChatGPT can help, forums can help, videos can help. There's loads of places where you can get help, right? Number one. Number two, if you're using a page builder, then you might be okay as well. Hey, Lawrence, how are you? Hey, Jason, great to have you back. So, Atta, your question is, I'm starting from basics from WordPress. What are you using on top of that? What are you doing on top of that? Elemental, bricks, breakdance. What are you using? Someone else asked a very similar. Hey, oh, Simon, hi. I didn't say hi to you. Ashok, you haven't answered the question either I asked you. Okay, please hit like. I hope you're still here. You want to know about blog posting, but what are you using? WordPress Classic Editor? Elemental? What are you using? Because I can't answer the question without some more facts. So William's issue is under first and right now is taking 12,000. What? Okay, William, can you see my email below here? William, here. Email me with your URL so I can test it. William, send me the URL now, like now, so I can test it. Because I need to see it. I need to... Before I poke you in the eye. Beep. Right, I need to see it. Okay. William, email me with your URL and we'll have a quick look. Any way to translate the site without plugins? Maddie, sometimes some browsers can be quite clever. 99% of the time, no. I quite like using the Google Translate plugin. I like that one. It's free. It works. Right? It's really, really good. Google Translate plugin. You know, there's lots of other stuff you could use. That's not the only one, but that's a good one to use. Yazier, how are you doing? Let me just check the emails that are coming in. Oh, so I've just got to quickly reply to someone. So thanks. Can you... Just got to check that. Okay, someone just asked me a question about... Oh, sorry, right, William, right. So William has now sent his website over. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to take his website and... Hold on. Right, okay, right. So I'm just going to pop his website into Page Speed Insights. Just wait a moment. Okay, and let's just see what your issues are. Let's just hit this to run. And there we go. Right, so that's now running. I've literally had an influx of quite important emails come in. So I've got one come in where someone is now engaging with us. Basically to do their site, craft their site. One person asking about mega menus. Oh, Sergio, it's you. Sergio, you've sent one. Okay, I'll have a look at yours as well in a moment, Sergio. All right, give me a moment. I just need to do a quick check. And William, right. So William's website, okay, and just wait a minute. I'm jumping around a little bit here. Right, so William's website, here we go. Are you there, William, by the way? Nice one, Jason. I'm glad you gave yourself a kick up the arse, okay. Right, so back to William. I hope you're watching this right. So, you... largest contentful paint. Basically, right, it's going to be one of your images. So, have you got... Is this image lazy loaded? So is this image lazy loaded? This big one here at the back, is that lazy loaded? Have you stopped that from being lazy loaded? Right? Have you stopped that from being lazy loaded? And I reckon... and all of these custom loaded as well. Right. I mean, you are using TTF. You might want to go for WAF 2. Maybe redo these with WAF 2. But I am going to hazard a guess and say, are you lazy loading your images there? Are you lazy loading that very first image? So you need to stop that from being lazy loaded. And we've got, we did a video on how to stop it being lazy loaded. It's in the YouTube channel. Go and have a look at that. So Atta, you're looking at Elementor. You might need to use some CSS to do some funky stuff, but you can get away with just using Elementor as well. Okay, Sergio. Right, okay, so Sergio, so Sergio sent me something where yeah, so Sergio, what I would say, yeah, is what you've done, right, with where you're using like nested tabs to do a mega menu is fine. It is fine. However, what you got to think about, Sergio, is that you are adding on a lot of code then just to do that. And I would say doing the mega menu like with the videos I've done with bricks, I think it gives you more control, because with the nested tabs, it depends on the layout you want to go for, to be honest, Sergio. It's not for me to say, but it's what is the look you're going for. So if that's the look you want, fine. If you want something a bit different, then you might want to consider doing something a bit different with a normal mega menu way. So William, my advice to you is check if that very first image is lazy loaded or not. So Atta, okay, let's just see. I want to start a website using Elementor. Right, okay, so you want to build a website with Elementor and start Google AdSense. Please start a road share. Atta, I'll tell you what the roadmap is. Go outside and look to where you want to get to. That's your roadmap. Number one, you got to build a website. Number two, what is the niche area? What is the point of the website? Number three, what's the point of the adverts? Are you just going to put random adverts on? Are the adverts going to be tailored to your website? So what you've got to think about, Atta, is what is the point of the website? Why is anyone going to come to your website? Right? It's very easy to put adverts and affiliate links on, but why is anyone going to go to your website? Why? I can't give you a roadmap or advise you properly on that. Okay, so what is the point of the website? Groot Solutions, how can I find your live timings? You need to go to our YouTube channel, which you're on right now. You need to subscribe. You need to enable notifications. And when you go to our YouTube channel, it will be there for the time of day, Groot. So normally Monday, Wednesday, Friday, it's this time or a little bit earlier. Tuesday and Thursday, we do it later on in the day. Yep. You'll see it later on in the day. Yeah, try that, William. You know, I would go use WAF2 for your fonts. Yes, it was JMXHHGGDDD JMX JMXG. It was great to get the course out there. Galadino, when I test my site, Google, I get 86, blah, 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 but I get E on... Right, number one, GT metrics is pointless. I do not understand why so many people still use GT metrics. It is so easy to get a high score, okay? I'm telling you now, and I don't like the way they do their algorithm. I find it rubbish. I prefer Page Speed Insights or Google Light Speed or however you want to check it, okay? I find that so much easier and better to use than GT metrics. Too many people use GT metrics and go, hey, I got A. I got 99%. And I'm like, yeah, but your website still has issues. But just because GT metrics gave you 99%, you're singing and dancing. Forget it. Forget it. You know? Don't rely on GT metrics. That's my point, Galadino. Don't do it. Ignore it. Yeah, I mean, please do go in and have a look at the super course if you haven't already. Atta, which tutorial should I start from? Atta, you didn't answer my question, right? Let me give you an analogy, Atta, of what you're doing, right? You're saying, I want to open a shop. And I want people to come in and buy from my shop. Tell me how I can open a shop and sell stuff. So here's the problem, okay? All right? Here's the thing. Exactly, Michael. GT Metrics is a great way to show you got 100%, right? Don't show them the mobile version. So here's the analogy, right? For Atta, I want to open a shop. I want people to come in and buy things from my shop. Tell me how to open a shop. Well, firstly, what is your shop for? What are you selling? Why is anyone going to come into your shop? What makes your shop different? Okay? There's no point anyone telling you how to open a shop if you can't tell me what you're trying to do. Think about it, Atta. I'm trying to help you out here. I'm giving you free consultation advice here. Right, so sports news website. So it's a sports news website. Okay. Generic sport or a specific sport? Are you going to be doing cricket, football, or is it everything? Is it everything? All right. How are you gonna populate the items in there? What are you gonna do? Get it off Twitter? Do you have connections in sport? Give me a bit more. Because to say sports news website, well, why would I come to yours? I can go to Sky, I can go to Twitter, there's loads of places. Why would I go to you? What's going to make you different? What's your unique selling point? Because there's loads of places I could go, right? Cricket and football only. Again, why would I go to you? There's loads of cricket sites, football sites. Why would I go to you? See what I mean, Atta? You're starting here. And then I ask you to dig a bit. Oh, sports. Then I say dig more. Oh, now it's cricket, football. No connection. So why is anyone going to come to your website? What makes you think they're going to come there? This is what you have to evaluate. Even when I speak to businesses and they go, hey, I want a website. I go, why? What makes you think anyone is going to come to the website? What are you going to do to market it? So how would you market it? Number one, what is special about your website? Why is anyone going to come and use it? How would you market it? And don't just say I'd put it on Twitter. Who cares? Unless there's something there for people to come and get that's different, like the articles, are you just going to write what I'm trying to get to, Atta, is you're not telling me anything. Like, what are you doing? What are you just doing, a blog post about your opinion? Is it going to have video? What are you going to do on there? You've really got to spell it out. That is no. This is it is Pepsi Max. This is Pepsi Max. Look, Soda Stream, right? It's Pepsi Max. To be honest though, Groot, yeah, I'm telling you now, yeah, GT Metrics, right, even though you can do mobile as well, if you pay premium, it is rubbish. I'm telling you now, it's rubbish. I'm telling you now, right, don't bother with it. Again, Atta, right, even when you do SEO, so what? You're up against loads of other, you are up against loads of other websites that are mastering and bombarding SEO. Again, you are not going to get loads of hits. What is going to make people come to your website? Don't say SEO. SEO alone won't do it. What else are they going to do? Andrew, wow, filming on Virgil 2 or 3 days next week. Hey, look, Andrew, the course is open. You jump in when you can, all right? No pressure, okay? Jump in when you can, and I hope it helps you out massively. Feedback to me using the form at the bottom of the course if there's any issues or anything like that. So Atta is going to do basic information on the current game. Again, Atta, right? The games you're going to do basic information on, will no one else be doing it? You've really got to stop and think, okay? Let's just say right now there's a football match happening, right? On a game happening right now. Is there no one else covering that? Tell me who else will be covering that. It's like saying Liverpool are playing Man United. I'm going to cover it. Unless you're on TikTok or you're doing a live broadcast about what's happening, unless you're very emotive, unless you're very addictive for people to watch, there'll be a million other people covering Liverpool versus Man United. What is going to make you stand out? I'm trying to get you to hone in Otherwise, you're going to spend a lot of time creating something and it will be worthless. Lorenz, I just read what you said. Yeah, I think what he needs to do is try and get more people in. I would say he's got to do more advertising on LinkedIn, Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, TikTok. You've got to do more to show the benefits of the product to try and draw people in. You've got to try and get some influencers to help support them as well. Atta, so if I want to land a job, how much knowledge is required? Because I'm looking... Atta, I think, if I'm honest, Atta, I think you're a bit all over the place here, okay? So what do you currently do, Atta? You're asking me to tell you how to land a job. I think what you first need to land on is your own feet and decide, okay, on what you want to do. So what are you currently doing as a job? Be honest with me. What do you currently do as a job? And... how much knowledge do you have with building websites? How much knowledge do you have building websites? And what is your current job? Nice one, Andrew. I mean, if like your wife is able to, you might need to give your wife a word of referral incentive now. Take her out for a meal after the website's been built. Exactly what you're saying, Brian. Yeah, SEO alone is not the magic bullet. Social media marketing is the biggest driver for a lot of websites. If you're an established business, you get away with it. If you are not established and you are not a household name in terms of product, celebrity, whatever, social media marketing is the biggest driver you need to get on top of. Oh, no, Andrew. Stay away from Beaver Builder. Stay away from Beaver. Right, so Atta is saying... So are you saying, Atta, that you are an SEO specialist or you want to become an SEO specialist? Are you an SEO specialist? Is that what you're saying? Is that what you're saying? Or you want to become an SEO specialist? Oh, right. Okay, Lauren. So he's a sub-supplier. I feel like you can still do some advertising. You can max out the SEO. You might need to do some sponsored adverts, you know. But I would say you can still do some social media marketing. Matteo, what is your top 3 social media to advertise your products? It depends on the product, Matteo. Sometimes I do feel like that when I'm doing these live chats, I'm actually getting the people asking the question to rethink about the question because the answer lies in your question. So, Matteo, what is the product? What is the product? Because there's different strategies for different types of product. You know, are you selling toilet paper? What are you selling? Galadino, I sell graphic t-shirts, hoodies and sweatshirts. I mean, I would say, yeah, really, Galadino, you want to be thinking about TikTok and Instagram. TikTok, Instagram, Twitter, Facebook, right? You want to be doing videos of people wearing your t-shirts, right? That's what you need to be doing. Twitter, Instagram, Facebook. Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, TikTok. Right? That's what you need to be doing. Right, so Atta, you've said you're an SEO specialist. Tell me how you're an SEO specialist. Because I'm gonna be really blunt here. You're not convincing me that you're an SEO specialist. I've got to be really blunt and honest here. And you're going to hate me for this. Hit like if you're liking what I'm doing. You're not convincing me you're an SEO specialist with what you're telling me. So tell me what categorizes you as an SEO specialist? What do you do to be an SEO specialist? Tell me what you do. What are your tools? Yoast, Rank Math, Twitter, Facebook, adverts. What do you do? What do you do to be an SEO specialist? You know, because if all you do is post a post, that's not SEO specialist, right? Tell me how you categorize yourself as that. Because then, if you can prove that you are an SEO specialist, then you can start to advertise and market yourself as that. Then you create a website for that. You scrap the sports one because I don't think you know what you're doing with that or what your unique selling point is. So what categorizes you as that? What are you doing to be an SEO specialist? What are your tools of trade? You are right. Twitter is more about just building up a base. You know, and I would say whatever posts you do for Facebook, just replicate them onto Twitter. So do it once. Right, Atta. So you do Yoast, okay, and you do on page, you do the meta title and the meta description, right? That is not an SEO specialist. That is not an SEO specialist. Have you ever got someone's brand new website onto page 1 or page 2? Have you got someone who started off on page 10 all the way up? Have you done that? Because if you have, great. Then market yourself as an SEO specialist and go for it. Right? SEO specialist, right? If all you're doing is Yoast, which is one of the shittest SEO tools I've ever come across. I'm telling you now, it's the shittest one out there. And meta title, meta description, that does not make you a specialist. That means you know how to do SEO. That means you're doing the same SEO of someone who has no SEO experience and they are just installing Rank Math or Yoast or All-in-One or Squirrely and they go, right, we'll do that, put the keyword in, yeah, score looks good, boom. That's all you're doing. That is not specialist. That is the same as someone who knows nothing about websites installing a plugin, right? That is the same as that. I have to be so blunt sometimes because when people say to me, yeah, it's like someone who they got a computer game and they got to fly a plane and they go, yeah, I can fly a plane. And I'm like, but you can't. No, I know. Someone who has who's got position 1 in a Formula 1 game on a PlayStation and they think they can times, okay? To really become a specialist in anything like that, you've got to really understand it. And Brian will back me up on this. I can do SEO. I can help you out. I can help you climb. I can talk to you about your marketing. I will do as much as I can to help boost and help you out. But I will never, ever call myself an SEO specialist. Never. Ever. Okay? There's a difference. And so what you've got to do, right, is start thinking about what can you do and what do you need to do. Now, we've got videos and tutorials for WordPress. We have got stuff to help you out. Okay? Go and watch our videos. We've got site tutorials. We've got guides about settings. We got a course. I've just put it on here for you, but I've got a feeling that you probably won't buy the course because you probably won't. Anyway, yeah. Yeah, exactly, Matisha. You are right, yeah. Wow, Brian, that is quite pornographic. SEO is as deep as it is wide these days. That is a very pornographic statement to make, my friend. But yeah, like I said, okay, if anyone comes over to me and says, yeah, I do SEO and I use Yoast, I slightly laugh. I go, I don't mean that in a bad way, but I do kind of go, is that it? That's it. So look, so Atta, it might feel like I've gone to town on everything you've said, but I'm trying to give you a reality check on if you're going to do a sports website, you got to know what you're doing, who you're competing against. Why would anyone come to your website? Why is anyone going to care? All right. If you are also going to, I'm going to make a guess here. Do you advertise your services on Fiverr? Because the amount of SEO specialists, in fact, I'm not even going to use 2. I'm going to go with 3 SEO specialists on Fiverr that do nothing more than just rank or Yoast math. Page speed performance specialists that do nothing more than Nitro Pack all over the bloody place. All right, everywhere. Okay, they charge £10, £15, and all they do is install Nitro Pack. Like super specialist, okay? And I'm not trying to pick on anyone, but I'm just putting it out that there is a big difference between proper doing more than the basics. Like, they won't even do custom loaded fonts. They won't even do WebP. They won't even try and look at your JavaScript. They won't even do, like, so much. They won't even address the fact, hey, you got inner sections. They won't even look at lazy loading. None of that. They just go with NitroPack. And you're paying them £15 for them to install a plugin and set it to ludicrous mode. You just paid £15 for them to do... Let's work it out right now, right? Log into your website, install a plugin, activate the plugin, go to the setting for ludicrous mode, maybe, let's say 5 steps max. 5 steps. And you just paid him 15 quid for that. Right? JMXHD just delivered a site for a client and ended up with only 11. Hey, that's pretty good, mate. 11 plugins. Well done. Seriously, well done. Nice one. I mean, before that, how many do you think you would have used JMXHD? I love that. That's a really great compliment, by the way. Not just for me, but for you. And you've changed your mindset. I love it. I love it when people do that kind of stuff. So what would you say is... how many... Sorry. I realize I'm a bit too close to the camera there. How many plugins would you have been using before you switched to using our PageSpeed 2023 methodology? 11 plugins. It's chubby. Currently hitting about 90 on the desktop. I mean, I would probably say there's maybe a bit more you could do, maybe JMXHD. Unless you want to email me the link and I'll have a quick look. I don't mind having a quick look online if you want to email really, really quickly. You know. I mean, of course, it could depend on what else you've got on going on in the website. But yeah, I mean, 11's all right, actually. I like to stay below 10. If it's a WooCommerce website, it could go up to 12. You know, as long as we're not overdoing it with too many add-ons and stuff like that. Yeah. Midden, auto-optimize. Yeah, okay. Just 2, yeah. Voya. Hey, look, do you know what? Yeah, I've got loads of client sites from the past that I always feel like, should I go and revisit them? Because, and then I kind of go, well, they're working, they're fine, the client's not bothered, they're getting hits and stuff, they're happy, just let it go, right? Just let it go, you know? Absolutely, Pixar, you are absolutely right. You know, it's always good to know what the plugins are, because sometimes you need to have extra stuff, you know? It does always depend. You know, I'm just checking. I think Atta's disappeared. Atta's done a runner on us, poor guy. I feel Atta, if you're still watching, don't take anything personally, but what you sometimes need is reality, because you'll be in a room with 5 other people, and if you're all part of the Fiverr crowd, you don't see the wood from the trees. You just kind of go on. You just go along with what everyone else is doing. You've read a post on Medium or somewhere. You've watched a TikTok video. Hey, did you know with Mid-Journey you can make $10,000 a month? Hey, did you know with ChatGPT you can make $10,000 per hour? Hey, right? And they're all talking rubbish. Hey, George, how are you doing? George, mate, it's always good to be busy and never be sorry. I'd rather know you were busy, mate, rather than just playing Hogwarts Legacy. And I know that's a trigger for you right now. It's triggering you, right? But I would hope that you get it. Yeah, sorry, Andrew. I mean, is it based on your... Andrew, remind me, don't you have dodgy internet or something? Hey, Jimmy, how are you doing? How's the dog? How's the dog? I have a test website that used to have about 40, nearly 50 plugins, and then it died. I used to overload it with stuff. Do you know something, Brian? I honestly don't think I've got the time anymore, right, to play games. I'm really struggling. You know, can anyone check for me? Can you play... So my son's got the gaming PC, and I am wondering, could me and him play Diablo together? So I'm on the Mac, he's on his gaming PC. Could we play cross-platform? Does anyone know if we could play cross-platform on Diablo 4? If anyone could look into that, please do, okay? Because it might be really fun if we're able to play a game together. He's on his machine, I'm on mine. Do I use ChatGPT daily? Yes, I do, Matteo. I use it about 20 times a day for all sorts of reasons. Sorry, I'm just reading it. Oh, it is cross-platform. Thank you, Brian. The trouble is, though, to play it, I'd have to buy it. I don't know. I know. It's something I might look into. Because obviously on the gaming PC, he plays on his own on that. And I do feel like, you know, I'm sure he'd love it if I was playing on mine and he was on his. And we were literally bouncing off one another in a way. So I might look into that. The dog is doing well. Nice one. Hopefully no messy problems anywhere. Well, I often wonder, Pigstar, because obviously, like, if we were going to do a multiplayer game, right, would it still work if I was on... Technically, it should do, shouldn't it? Technically, it should do. It's been a while since I've ever done anything like that, where I'm on a Mac and he's on a different machine. So I might have to just double check that. 5 megabytes per second, Andrew. 5 megabytes per second is... Yeah, that's going to hit you hard, mate. Nice one. Thank you, Brian. Thank you for reminding. Diablo 3 was a great game. Diablo 3 was a really cool game. I really loved playing that one. No, I use ChatGPT to test out code snippets. I use ChatGPT to shorten an article I'm writing. I use ChatGPT to help write content for some of my social media posts. I use ChatGPT to shorten words. So I've written a paragraph and I go, ChatGPT shortened that by 2 words and it rewrites it for me in a nicer way, and it works. It literally works. Do I follow football? I do support Liverpool. However, I try not to follow football too much because when your team loses, you get stressed out and it affects the rest of your day. So I like to kind of I like it when Liverpool do well, but at the same time, I don't like to focus on watching them too much because when they lose, I get stressed out. So I don't like to overly do it. And I like to keep my heart in good condition. Yes, George. Well, George, that's exactly... So at the moment, George, he's not been allowed to touch his iPad or his PC for 2 days. And I've said to him, if you don't get more than 3... If you get more than 3 crosses, you lose the rights to your iPad and your gaming PC. And you're going to lose it for the entire weekend if the bulk of your week was not good. You know, and I've got to use that strategy with him a little bit to get him to behave a bit more. Like, not be too... He's a bit too happy sometimes, excitable. Hey, Claudius, a quick one. If you've got about £300 to spend on a page builder, would you consider... okay, so Claudius, if you had $300, I would say, why don't you go for Elemental Pro and Bricks? Why don't you go for Elemental Pro and Bricks? Breakdance seems to be getting some good stuff out there. Look, I don't want to go to town on it. I just find there's a bit of toxicity with some of the breakdance people, and so I don't want to go down there. But why don't you just go down Elemental Pro and Bricks kind of route? I just read what Mass Stigma said about ChatGPT. It's great for writing content. It really is. Yeah, exactly, Midden. Too many football teams to support. Yep, the stress is bad for your heart. Yeah, well, George, he did that yesterday. So what he does is, he knows that when I'm on a live chat, he might come in and I might say yes so that he can disappear off to do his thing. And now I'm a bit like, no, you're not going to go on it now. If I've said no, you're not going on. Haha, Georgia says, divvy forever. I mean, that's the thing, right, about Diablo. I mean, even though Diablo is a good game, I'm a bit like, you know, I might get Raheem to play it. Oh, then again, though, I'd have to still buy it. Oh, damn it. Anyway, do I do Elemental on all of our websites? No, I jump around between Bricks and Elemental, depending on the client. How comfortable am I with, are they going to look after the website themselves and stuff like that? You know, so it depends on the client and what we're building. Brian, I'm not going to ask have you audited to check that your statement is accurate, Brian. Midden's been using Elemental for the past 2 years and never used... Yeah, I mean, look, I think, okay, that... Oh, John Wick. Yeah, I like the John Wick films. Nice one. I hope you enjoy John Wick 4. So, Midden, or Midden, if I've got your name wrong, sorry. Midden Jose. If you are fine with Elemental and it does what you need, you don't need to go to anything else. All right. If you want to play around and get dirty with a bit more, then Bricks. Breakdance for me feels like it's in between Bricks and Elemental in a way. But I'm not really getting involved in breakdance. Halo, yeah. I mean, I was more of a Final Fantasy type of person. You know, I like the Halo games as well. Gears of War. I liked those on the Xbox, but when it came to the PlayStation, I was more of a Final Fantasy kind of person. I really like games that really engage the brain and stories and stuff like that. Midden, can I make a video on... Well, I'll tell you now, Midden, right? It's Josie, as in Joseph. Okay, it's Joe's. Sorry, Joseph, Joe's. Midden Joe's. Sorry about that. So here's my decision about Elemental and Bricks, okay? I decide on, if it's going to be a WooCommerce website, I would probably go Bricks, because you get more of the filter. The filter system in Bricks is really good. Am I going to look after the website, or is the client? If the client's going to look after the website, then I do Elemental, because I know that if me and the client stop working, they should be able to handle that website. Whereas with Bricks, I feel like you need a bit more hand-holding. Otherwise, they could break it. Gears of War 2, Andrew, was the best. Of all the Gears of War games, Gears of War 2 was amazing. And there's that one scene in the middle, or near the beginning, where they're on like a vehicle, a carrier, and you're having to drive around, And the song that plays is called Armored Prayer by Steve Jablonsky, the composer. Armored Prayer, Gears of War 2. If anyone here has not heard that, I recommend, in fact, I'll give you a link to it, okay? I'm going to give you a link to probably one of the most amazing tunes so let me just get it for you. Gears of War 2, Armored Prayer, right? Go and listen to this tune, right? It is just... It's one of the most ass-whooping, amazing tunes I can remember in a long time. Go and listen to that, all right? Gears of War 2, Armored Prayer. It gets you pumped up, hyped up, kick-ass, ass-thumping, ass-grinding, ass-bumping, kick-assing, assing. You'll be assing all over the place. You know, next time you walk to the fridge, you'll be assing over to the fridge, right? It is an amazing, amazing tune. Okay, I'm going to give a 2-minute warning, but I'm going to just round off some of the questions. Please go watch our video, though. We got a playlist on bricks, Midden, before you use it. Please do go watch it, because the very first video is about using bricks on the playground, so you can use it for free. Yeah, Lawrence, hey, look, I hope you're feeling good, though, after the therapy. John B. from the Philippines. Visitors come from the same country. Will SiteGround be a good choice? What you got to do, John, is contact SiteGround. You can talk to them for free on the chat. Get them to tell you. Go and check some of your WordPress colleagues. Go to a Facebook group. Go and inquire. If you're in the Philippines and that's where your clients are, go and check. Don't ask me. Go and check with people on the ground, in the ground, around the ground, over ground, wombling free, right? Philippines. Hey, Jimmy, go enjoy yourself, mate, okay? Go and grab something to eat, feed the dog, clean the dog, do something with the dog, Jimmy. Hey, Ishman, how you doing? Just checking anything else is coming on. Yeah, well, Netflix are developing it. They've not announced who's going to be in it. Dave Bautista, he wants to be in it. I feel like he could be a good role, but I often wonder if, like, could he carry the film? I'm not sure if he could, but he could be. Does he fit the Marcus role for Gears of War? You know, they might want to go down a completely different vibe. They might want to go down a younger Marcus vibe. You know, which I get a bit fed up of films where they make all the characters super young, like Uncharted. I love the Uncharted games on PlayStation. But the movie, I like Tom Holland, right, as Spider-Man, but I feel like making Nathan Drake so young for the Uncharted just didn't fully work for me, you know. All right, look, everyone, I'm going to say goodbye. Take care. Have fun. Enjoy yourselves. I'll be back on Monday. I'm now going to go crack on with 2 jobs. One is an SEO. One is fixing someone else's website because they want me. I worked with them. The developers messed something up. Now we're going to go and improve their website. Okay, everyone, I'm going to say goodbye. Take care. Please don't forget that the course is now open. So if you buy it, you can access it. And away you go. Hey, Melissa, how are you? Don't it? Hey, Big Kahuna as well. Look, I'm jumping off now. See you soon. I'm a bit hungry and I want to go for a wee break. Take care. Bye.